Welcome back, students. Dear students, in this session, I'm going to explain the topic expression for frequency from the equation f proportional to minus y. Or we can also obtain an expression for frequency from the equation f proportional to minus x. Here minus y is a vertical displacement of the particle or body or mass of a system. But when f proportional to minus x means the horizontal direction, the horizontal displacement. X indicates the horizontal displacement. But in this chapter or session, I am going to obtain the expression for frequency from the equation f proportional to minus y. For minus x, you can just replace the term x and change the diagram, the displacement along x-axis, horizontal axis. That's all. Here in the previous session, we shall discuss about the simple harmonic motion and harmonic oscillator. Once again, I brief what is simple harmonic motion. A simple harmonic motion is a particular type of periodic motion, and it is very common in nature. A system is said to execute simple harmonic motion when it vibrates periodically in such a way that any instant the restoring force acting on it is proportional to its displacement from its mean position of stable equilibrium in its path, and is always directed towards that position. That is a simple harmonic motion. Totally, a system executing simple harmonic motion is called harmonic oscillator. Now, consider a particle. Friends, you just refer this diagram in right side of this slide. Let's suppose a particle of mass m executing simple harmonic motion. Let y be the displacement of the particle from its mean position or equilibrium position at an instant of time t second. The restoring force F acting on the particle is given by, this is the particle, it executes simple harmonic motion. Here it comes towards, from mean position it moves upwards, and again comes back to mean position, again move towards downward, and again seeking towards the equilibrium position, mean position. Then it completes one oscillation. In this case, the restoring force F acting on the particle is given by F equals minus y. That is F proportional to minus y here. Here F proportional to minus y. But when it is equated to E, then it becomes minus ky. That will be equation 1, where k is the restoring force. That is the restoring force per unit displacement. That is given by k equals F divided by y. Totally k is said to be force constant. That is defined as the restoring force per unit displacement. F is the restoring force and k is the force constant and y is the displacement. Here the restoring force varies directly proportional to the displacement. Therefore F equals minus ky. That will be equation 1. Here k is the force constant. It is given by F by y. That is restoring force per unit displacement. Here y is used since the displacement is along vertical direction. Yet the displacement is along vertical direction because the particle executes in vertical mode. Negative sign indicates because F is opposite to the displacement. Here the displacement of the particle during upward direction, then the force, restoring force in opposite to the displacement. If the particle move towards downward direction, the restoring force is in upward direction. The restoring force always seeking towards the equilibrium position. That is the negative sign. According to Newton's second law of motion, we know that the force is equal to the product of mass and acceleration. Therefore, the force F equals m into acceleration means the rate of change of the velocity. Velocity means the rate of change of displacement. To just do the double differentiation of velocity of the particle, that means you can differentiate the displacement of the particle twice. You get the acceleration, that is d square y by dt square. Y is the displacement of the particle along y direction, that means vertical direction, where d square y by dt square is said to be acceleration of the particle. Here equation 1 becomes m into d square y by dt square is equal to minus ky. Here the force, restoring force F equals minus ky is the equation 1. In the previous slide you know. Therefore F, you can substitute the value of F in the equation 1, that is m into d square y by dt square. This is equal to minus ky. Or you can reshuffle this equation, you get d square y by dt square equals, when m cross multiply towards RHS, that becomes minus of k upon m into y. This is the acceleration of the particle while executing the simple harmonic motion. Now, when minus of k by m into y in the RHS come towards LHS side, it becomes positive. That is d square y by dt square plus k by m into y equals 0, where y is the displacement of the particle and k is the force constant. Therefore, d square y by dt square plus of omega square into y equals 0. Here k by m is said to be omega square. Let it be equation 2. This is known as differential equation of the motion for simple harmonic motion. This is differential form of simple harmonic motion. It is very important equation. Here already told that k by m means omega square, that is constant, that is equal to constant, or omega is equal to square root of k by m, that is angular frequency. Now consider d square y by dt square is equal to, here differentiate, you can split this one, the differential of dy by dt with respect to dt. This is also equal to differentiation of v with respect to dt. dy by dt means rate of change of displacement along y-axis, that is velocity of the particle, which is equal to, again you can write it also like this, here dv by dy into dy by dt. When dy get cancelled, then it becomes dv by dt again, the same. Here which is equal to, here dy by dt means v, the remaining term dv by dy same, that remains same. Here dv by dt means v, velocity of the particle. Now from equation 2 we can write here equation 2 here shown here, d square y by dt square plus omega square y equals 0. This is the differential form of simple harmonic motion equation. Here in this equation you can just substitute d square y by dt square value here, that is v into dv by dy. d square y by dt square value is v into dv by dy, that is v into dv by dy plus omega square y equals 0, or v into dv equals minus omega square into y into dy. Just replace omega square y towards RHS side, it becomes minus. Then you can cross multiply dy with this equation, then you get this equation. V into dv equals minus omega square y into dy. Now integrate v square by 2 equals, integrating we get v square by 2 equals minus omega square into omega square by 2 plus c. We just integrate this equation, we get v square by 2. Here LHS of this term v with respect to dv, integrate this one, we get v square by 2 equals minus omega square is constant, integration of y with respect to dy is minus y square by 2 plus c, let it be equation 3. Here the integration of y becomes y square by 2 minus omega square as it is plus c is the integration constant. At the extreme position, that means end position, displacement is maximum and velocity is 0. Here at the extreme position, at the end positions, at upward or downward direction, at the end extreme points, displacement is always maximum, but velocity is 0. Velocity of the particle is 0. Here in this diagram, see here, at the extreme position, the velocity of this particle, this is the extreme point. Here in the downward direction, this is the extreme point. At these 2 points, extreme points, the velocity will be 0. Displacement is maximum. From here to here, the displacement is maximum, shown in mark here. Here in the downward direction, displacement is maximum, but the velocity of the particle at this point, at both these points, will be 0. Now, when y equals y maximum, the displacement is maximum at the extreme point, then it is written as y maximum, then it is said to be a, let it be a. And v equals 0, velocity is 0, the acceleration will be y maximum, where a is the amplitude, sorry, a is not acceleration, it is the amplitude, that is the amplitude of the particle during execution of simple harmonic motion. Therefore, when the amplitude of the particle will be maximum, here then the equation 3 here, 0 equals, you can just substitute the value for obtaining the integration constant. This is equal to minus omega square into a square by 2. Here y is replaced with a. For extreme point, the displacement is maximum and the amplitude, it is said to be amplitude, that is a plus c as it is, or when you can transfer this RHS value minus omega square a square by 2 in towards LHS side, we get positive value, that is c, integration constant value, omega square into a square by 2. This is the constant value. Just you substitute this constant value in equation 3, then we get equation 3 becomes v square by 2 in the LHS remains same, that is equal to minus omega square y square by 2 plus c value is, here you have got here omega square into a square by 2, omega square into a square by 2. This is, you can get the integration constant value. Now, v square equals, you just cross multiply, here 2 is common factor, here 2 get cancelled here, then it becomes v square is equal to simply minus omega square y square. V square value becomes minus omega square y square plus omega square into a square. You take omega square common outside, then it becomes a square, here minus y square, Velocity of the particle at a time of interval t is given by the formula like this, v equals omega into square root of, here in the LHS v square is there, when it becomes v equals omega into, omega square is there and it comes under square root, it becomes omega into square root of a square minus y square, let it be equation 4. This is the velocity of the particle at a time of interval t second. Now you writing v equals dv by dt, then it becomes, sorry, this will not dv, dy by dt. You can just make it correct, dy by dt. Here v is dy by dt, rate of change of displacement, dy by dt equals equals omega into square root of a square minus y square. Or simply, when it comes in the denominator, just to cross multiply, interchange these two factors, we get dy upon square root of a square minus y square, which is equal to omega into dt. Omega into dt. Now, integrating sin inverse of y by a, sin inverse of y by a equals omega t plus pi, where pi is the constant of integration. Now, on integrating this one, we get sin inverse of y upon a equals omega t plus pi. Now, y by a equals, when sin term comes towards RHS of the equation, it becomes sin of omega t plus pi. Sin of omega t plus pi, where pi is the constant of integration in this equation. Then you just cross multiply this a amplitude factor towards RHS. Then it becomes y equals a into sin of omega t plus pi. That is the equation 5. This is an expression for displacement of simple harmonic motion equation. That is the displacement of the particle, which is seen in the first slide of this session. That is the displacement of the particle y equals a into sin of omega t plus phi. This is the expression for displacement of simple harmonic motion. Here the term in the RHS equation, RHS of the above equation, that is omega t plus pi, represent phase of the particle at the time of interval t second, and pi is known as initial phase. Now it becomes initial phase of the equation, displacement of the particle, initial phase of the particle. In the equation 5, we increase the time factor t by 2 pi by omega. Here, this factor t increased by 2 pi by omega. Then we get y equals a into sin of, here in the previous equation y equals a into sin of omega t plus pi. But in this case, you can increase the time factor by 2 pi by omega. That is, omega into t is replaced by omega into t plus 2 pi by omega. Here just add the factor 2 pi by omega plus pi as it is equal to a into, now sin of omega t, omega into t is omega t plus 2 pi, omega get cancelled here, then it becomes 2 pi plus 2 pi plus pi, which is equal to a into sin of omega t plus pi, omega t plus phi. That is the displacement. That is the displacement of the particle after a time 2 pi by omega is the same, or particle completes one oscillation. This is the displacement of the particle after a time of interval 2 pi by omega is the same, or particle complete one oscillation. Hence 2 pi by omega is equal to 2 pi into square root of m upon k. This is equal to 2 pi into square root of m upon k, which is equal to t, because omega is equal to square root of m by k. M by k. This is about the time period of oscillation of simple harmonic motion. That is t equals 2 pi into square root of m upon k. M upon k. The number of oscillations performed in 1 second, that is called frequency of simple harmonic motion, number of oscillations performed or completed in 1 second, known as frequency, that is given by F equals 1 upon T. Here the reciprocal of time period of oscillation of the particle during SHM, that is called frequency. Reciprocal of time period of oscillation of the particle during SHM, known as frequency. Here frequency and time period both are inversely proportional to each other. When the smaller the frequency, smaller the time period, greater the frequency of oscillation, or greater the frequency, greater the time period, you get smaller the frequency of oscillation in case of simple harmonic motion. Now expression for frequency is given by, here you can just substitute F value 1 by T in this equation, LHS of the above equation, that is 1 F is equal to 1 upon 2 pi into square root of K upon M. Here F equals 1 by 2 pi into square root of K by M. Here the time period, reciprocal of time period, the whole term of the RHS becomes reciprocal, then it becomes frequency of the simple harmonic motion, particle of simple harmonic motion. Here the quantity omega equals 2 pi by T. 2 pi by T. 1 by T means F frequency, that is 2 pi F. Omega equals 2 pi F or 2 pi by T. That is called angular velocity or angular frequency of the oscillator. This is the expression for frequency of simple harmonic motion when F proportional to minus Y. Let us see the graphical representation of simple harmonic motion. Graphical representation. Here, this is the graphical view, graphical representation of simple harmonic motion. Here a graph of displacement. Here the displacement is taken here in the along y-axis. That is y equals a into sine omega t against the time of interval t second. But capital T is the time period of oscillation, but small t is the interval when the particle undergoes execution of simple harmonic motion. Hence the graph is sinusoidal here. Here, when the particle at equilibrium position at the time period after t is equal to 0, small t is equal to 0, then the particle is at equilibrium position or mean position, that is at the point O. When the particles start executing, that means in along y-axis in vertical position towards upward direction like this, when particle from here to here, then it covers 1/4 portion here. When again the particle comes back to the mean position, from extreme to mean position, again from this peak value to, again it reduces to equilibrium position. It reaches equilibrium position. Then it covers half period portion, that is T by 2. Now the particle from mean position O, it moves toward downward direction, it reaches the extreme point, extreme point towards negative direction. Then in the sinusoidal waveform, the curve traces like this from mean position here to here. This is the extreme point. When it at the end point, that means mean position, extreme position or maximum point reached, then it reaches this point here in the graph. Again the particle from the extreme position come back to the mean position or equilibrium position O. Here in the sinusoidal waveform, it reaches from here to peak to the mean position here. Then it covers 1/2 period, that is T by 2. Totally it completes one cycle or one oscillation when the particle from 0 to extreme, positive extreme, again to 0, 0 to maximum to 0, that means 0 means equilibrium, again 0 to negative direction, in the negative direction it reaches extreme, again extreme to mean position, hence it executes one complete cycle, it performs one complete cycle of oscillation. This is about the graphical representation. Here from 0 to this point, it completes one complete cycle. This is one time period here. Here time period is divided into like this. From year to year, the quarter time period T by 4 second. From year to year, the off cycle is completed, that is T by 2, T off. From year to year, 3T by 2. From year to year, 3T by 4. Hence, 3T by 4 nothing but one complete cycle. One complete cycle means that is one time period capital T. This is about graphical representation. Now, you can see the characteristics of simple harmonic motion. What are the characteristics resides behind the particle when it undergoes simple harmonic motion? First one is amplitude. Here, the value of the displacement y varies from plus A to minus A. You can see in the previous slide graphical representation. Plus A to minus A. A is the amplitude. A is plus A means towards upward direction, minus A means towards downward direction. Thus, the maximum displacement of the particle during the simple harmonic motion is called amplitude. See here, this is plus A. When the particle moves from mean position to upward direction, then it reaches the extreme point. This is maximum amplitude. When it moves towards downward direction, that is negative direction, then the amplitude becomes maximum. When it reaches the peak, extreme point, that is amplitude will be maximum but in negative direction, that is minus A. These are the amplitude factors of simple harmonic motion. Now the phase angle and initial phase. Here the value in the differential form of SHM omega t plus pi that represents the state of the system. Omega t plus pi represents the state of the system and is called phase angle. That is the phase angle. The angle pi is called initial phase. In this equation, pi is called initial phase of the particle. Totally, phase of an oscillator is expressed as a function of time. Phase of oscillator is expressed as a function of time period which has elapsed since the system last passed through its mean position in the positive direction. See here, for displacement y, the term omega t plus pi here, that occurring in the above equation for displacement y is called phase of vibration. The phase tells us the position of the oscillating particle at any time t, small t, at any time interval t second. At t equals 0, the value of the phase is pi, and therefore pi is called the initial phase or phase constant. This gives the information regarding the initial position from where we started to measure the displacement. Suppose t equals 0, the particle is at y equals y naught. Then the equation y naught equals a sin pi. Then equation it becomes y naught equals a sin pi. This is about the phase angle and initial phase. Next, one more property is angular velocity or frequency. It is the rate of change of angular displacement and is given by the formula omega equals square root of m by k. It is the rate of change of angular displacement. The formula is omega equals square root of m by k. Now the frequency. Angular frequency is entirely different from the frequency. Angular frequency is two-dimensional, frequency is in one-dimensional. Here frequency of oscillations is defined as the number of oscillations per second and is given by f equals 1 by 2 pi into square root of k by m, which is already derived in the previous slide. The frequency of oscillation is the number of oscillations per second. This is 1 by 2 pi square root of k by m. It is measured in hertz. Now the time period is indicated as capital T. It is the time taken to complete one oscillation, which is already explained in the previous graphical representation of simple harmonic motion. It is the time taken to complete one oscillation and is given by the formula T equals 1 by F, which is equal to 2 pi by omega. For larger values of k, smaller will be the time period. Here in this equation, k, when the k is larger, then the time period t will be smaller. For smaller value of k, larger will be the time period. When the k is small, the time period will be large. This is about the time period. For this one, you can just see here, I will show how it is work out. Here from this displacement, velocity and acceleration in simple harmonic motion here, I have shown here animated clips for this simple harmonic motion. We can recognize displacement of the particle, velocity, acceleration, and so on and so on. Yes, here we just refer about first graph here. That is pink color animated clip here. The purple curve is the displacement. This is why is the displacement. Here the red mark shown here in the sinusoidal waveform, that is the tangent. Here the purple curve is the displacement y as a function of t, as a function of time of interval t. That is y of t, displacement as a function of t. Now see here how it moves here. See, this is the tangent. When you just draw the straight line at the edge of this curve here, sinusoidal curve, that represents point of contact represents the tangent here. This is that when see here the spring mass system here, when the mass undergoes oscillation, that means when it undergoes up and down, when it executes simple harmonic motion, then the displacement like this here. See here, purple curve with respect to time. In the same way, this one, red color, red tangent shows its slope here. Sorry, in the once again I show here shown here the displacement of the particle in the tangent. Here red tangent shows its slope, which is dy by dt. That is the velocity of the particle. Here it is shown in this graph here also. See here, second graph. This is the velocity of the particle here. With respect to time here. Here the tangent of the slope represents the velocity of the particle. See here. Now third one is the acceleration. Third one, blue color line. Here blue color graph. It shows the acceleration of the particle when the spring mass system undergoes vertical displacement. That means when it performs simple harmonic motion. Here the blue tangent shows the slope of dv by dt, which is the vertical acceleration. A. This is third graph. This is about the displacement, velocity, acceleration. Here the first one, purple curve, represents the displacement of the particle. Second, the red one represents the velocity of the particle. And the third one, blue color represents the acceleration of the particle. The tangent drawn on the respective curves represents here the displacement curve. It represents the velocity. In this curve, in the velocity graph, the tangent drawn on this sinusoidal curve represents the acceleration like this. This is about the situation here. Now, I think you understand this concept. Let us see the side note. Here displacement y equals the displacement of the particle y-axis is given by y equals a into sine omega t at the mean position. Mean position means equilibrium position. Y equals 0. Because amplitude is 0, in the mean position amplitude is 0, then RHS becomes 0. At extreme position, that will be maximum. The displacement will be maximum, then it is said to be A. Sine of omega t. Sine of omega t value becomes 90, that becomes sine 90 becomes 1, that means A. That is y equals A into sine 90, that is y maximum equals A, amplitude. The displacement is equal to amplitude when the particle reaches extreme point. Next, second one is velocity. That is given by the formula y equals omega into square root of a square minus y square. At mean position, velocity is maximum. Mean position means at extreme, at midpoint, at the rest point, that is equilibrium point, the velocity will be maximum. Then it becomes omega a. Omega a. At extreme position, the velocity becomes 0. When the particle reaches the upward direction, the extreme point in the upward direction and the extreme point in the downward direction, the velocity of the particle is 0. In the same way, potential energy also maximum in the extreme points. Kinetic energy is 0. Here the same way, acceleration A equals minus omega square y. At mean position means equilibrium position, the acceleration will be 0. At the equilibrium position, when the executed particle comes to equilibrium position, the acceleration is 0. At extreme point, and at extreme point, the acceleration will be maximum, that is minus omega square a. Y is replaced with a, amplitude, because in the above case y equals a maximum displacement, it becomes amplitude omega square a. Now see, you can see the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is of m omega square into a square minus y square. At the mean position, kinetic energy becomes of m omega square a square. At the mean position, displacement y is 0. Hence, in this equation y equals 0, then it becomes of m omega square a square. But at extreme position, the kinetic energy is 0. When the particle from mean position to it reaches to extreme position, the kinetic energy reaches 0 because the velocity is 0. When the velocity is 0, of m square, then kinetic energy is 0. But potential energy is maximum. Now, potential energy is of m omega square y square. At mean position, the potential energy is 0 because the displacement is 0, amplitude is 0. Then, at mean position, potential energy is 0. When it reaches extreme points in the upward direction, in the downward direction, when it reaches extreme points, then the potential energy will be maximum. At the mean position, the potential energy is 0. At the mean position, kinetic energy is maximum, potential energy is 0. At the extreme point, the potential energy is maximum, kinetic energy is 0 because velocity is 0. And the total energy is the sum of potential energy and kinetic energy. Therefore, it becomes, you can equate these two potential and kinetic energy equations of m omega square a square equals to obtain. That is constant at all points. I hope you will understand this concept. Thank you.